Radhe Radhe, Dandava Pranam. Welcome to Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir, Gopinath Bhavan, Shri Vrindavan Dham. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Patit Pavana Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Shri Sachinandana Gaura Hari ki jai, Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai, Radha Gopinath Ju ki jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Harinama Sankirtana ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrind ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Can you turn on this one? I don't know. Top line.
Top.
Top line and one of, I don't know the number.
Top line.
You'll see.
Top line, this is top line.
This one. So we will begin with Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan is the auspicious invocation calling for the grace, the blessings, the mercy, the sidelong glances of our beloved Srila Gurudev, our beloved Srila Prabhupada, our Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga, Patit Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu, Prem Purushottam Sachinandan Gaura Hari, going all the way back to the original Guru, who is Krishna himself, and his Guru of Prem, Vrishabhanunandini Srimati Radha Thakurani. So you can find Mangalacharan on page 1 of this beautiful bhajan treasure trove, Shri Gauriya Giti Gucha, starting with Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamanam. Hare Krishna. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tang Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitangscha Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namah Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Tinamine Shri Krishna Leela Katane Sudaksham Modarya Madhurya Gunaishcha Yuktam Varang Varenyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tvang Shirashan Namami Rinandinam Bhakta Shiromanim Cha Shri Krishna Padabjita Eka Hridi Chaitanya Leela Amrita Sarasara Narayanam Tvang Satatam Prapadye Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Gaura Presthaya Bhutale Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshava Ittinamine Atimartya Charitraya Swashritanancha Paline Jiva Dukhe Sadartaya Shri Nama Premadayine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ittinamine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namah Madhuryojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudhapa Siddhanta Tvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambhara Sambodhe Padambujayate Namaha नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगव्वराय ते गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्दिष्टस्य जनप्रिय वैष्णव सर्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जयतां सुरतोपङ्गोर्मम मन्दमतेर्गति मत्सार्वस्वपदाम्बोजो राधामदनमोहनो दिव्यद्वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमद श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थो श्री श्रीराधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवो प्रेष्टालिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमन्द्रसरसारम्भी वंशीवट ततस्थितः कर्षन्मेनुस्वनैर्गोपीनाथ श्रियेस्तु नः। वृन्दायै तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियायै केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. You play Mridanga or no? Radhe Radhe Sudevi and Sudevi. Two Sudevi. So now we will call for the mercy of Sri Gurudev. Hare Bol. Gurudev Baro Kripa Kori Gauravan Maje by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, page 33. Gurudev Baro Kripa Kori Gauravan Maje Godrume Diya Cho Sthano। बोलो कृपा करी गौरवन माझे गोद्रुमे दियाछो स्थान। क्या दिला मोरे ए ब्रजे बसी हरि नाम करो गानो। क्या दिला मोरे ए ब्रजे যৌবনে যারা সুখ সঙ্গে অভ্যাস হইল মন্দ শৈশব যৌবনে যারা সুখ সঙ্গে অভ্যাস হইল মন্দ নিজ কর্ম দোষে এ দেহ হইল নিজ কর্ম দোষে এ দেহ হইল ভজনের প্রতিবন্ধ তোর কৃপা করি গোরাবন মাঝে তুমি দিয়াছো স্থান গুরুদেব তোর কৃপা করি আর্ঘাকে দেখো পঞ্চরোগে হাট কেমনে ভজিব কাদিয়া কাদিয়া তোমারো চরণে কাদিয়া কাদিয়া করিয়াছি সুমিরন করিয়াছি সুমিরন দেব পুর কৃপা করি গোরাবন মাঝে তুমি দিয়াছো স্থান গুরুদেব গুরুদেব যে গুরুদেব গুরুদেব যে गुरुदेव की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय रूपान गौरी गुरुवर्ग की जय श्री गुरु परंपरा की हरि बोल। वैष्णव
ठाकुर वैष्णव पदा अवनिर सुसंपदा
ठाकुर वैष्णव पद अवनीर सुसंपदा 38 by Srila Narottam Das Thakur.
भाई हैया एक मान
सुनो भाई भैया एक मान
પવિત્ર ગુણે નિત્ય છે પુરાણે શૈશવ ભક્તિર પ્રવચન વૈષ્ણવેર પદોદકા સમન હે સબ
This way, this way. Oh, maybe the other one was better. The green line is much longer.
ये वाला आप
अच्छा
Nitai.
निताई
Nitai Gaur.
प्रभु जी एक हमको भी दीजिएगा गौरांग बोली थी वे निताई बात तो गौरांग बोली थी
After him, then you.
जय जय नित्यानंद रोहिणी कुमार
अच्छा
Jai Jai Nityananda Rohini Kumar.
तो उदाहरण लाइए
Jai
शायद देखा जय जय नित्यानंद रोहिणी
64.
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
वो अलग गाना सी
प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद
जय जय नित्यानंद रोहिणी कुमार
जी का चाहिए?
प्रभु जी सावधान।
हाँ प्रभु जी। हाँ जी।
Gauranga Bolite Have, Pulaka Sharir by Sri Narottam Das Thakur, page 86 in this book.
54. हाँ
54 in the Hindi book, 86 in the English book.
गौरांग बलिते हवे पुलक शरीर हरि हरि बलिते नैने बबनीर गौरांग
Bolite Have,
पुलक करुणा है बे संसार वासना मोर कबे तुझ
शशिनंदन गौर हरि की जय। पावन श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। भजन for Krishna. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Who's there? Rukmini and Atul Prabhu, Devaki and Punya, Manorama, Gopal, Gopinath, Adhokshaja Prabhu, Amit Prabhu, Amit Dandakar, and all the rest of you. Radhe Radhe. Dandama Pranam. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
कितना के गाँव है कौन सा गाँव
Which one?
प्रभु तब पदी हुए
Prabhu Tapapada Yuge. Page 188 by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
107
प्रभु तब पद
हाँ हो
प्रभु तब पद जुगे मोर निवेदन नाई मागी देह सुख विदाधन जना
Gopinath Ji
Mama Nivedana.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Which? Gopinath Mama Nivedana.
Krishna. Yeah. Radhika Charana Renu, Vashil Narottam Das Thakur, page 112 in our book.
Radhika Charan Renu. 58.
Radhika Charana Renu, Bhushana Goriyatanu. Radhe Radhe, Lavanga Charu.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna.
Many of you may not know Agni Dev Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Haribo. He left. So Agni Dev Prabhu was an amazing icon of Kirtan within ISKCON, disciple of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. And he was sent to India to live in the mats of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. So he had many years of association with Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat and also with Sri Keshav Ji Gaudiya Mat. And so our Srila Gurudev knew him from that time. And when Srila Gurudev went to Oregon, he wanted to meet with Agni Dev Prabhu first. And so for many years, Agni Dev Prabhu, he was associated with devotees who were open to Vaishnavas from many different sanghas. And my last remembrance of him, when I went to Oregon, Eugene, he asked me, he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Nothing right now." And he said, "We should do some Harinam Sankirtan, Nagar Sankirtan." He said, "You should come, so meet me there." So we went in the streets, and it was just me and him and one other devotee, and we were playing mridanga and doing kirtan. But his whole life was kirtan. I knew him when I was very young. In the Los Angeles temple, I grew up with Agni Dev Prabhu leading kirtan. Now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 here. But at that time, there were 200 children and 300 adults in a temple room about this size.
When we came to Oregon,
You should tell it here.
to Eugene, when we came to Eugene with Srila Gurudev in 1996, we were in the temple of Tripurari Maharaj, and Agni Dev was there, and also Pushpadanta Prabhu.
Yes.
You remember Chamariji? And then Gurudev asked them to sing some bhajan, some kirtan, and then they started to sing Hori Horoya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. And then Gurudev said, "Who did you steal this from?"
Who did you steal this from? He learned,
Gurudev's tune, exactly they were singing.
he learned so many kirtans from Srila Gurudev. And he stayed at the Mat for quite some time. So he was actually quite well versed in so many of the bhajans. And even though he was born and raised in Trinidad, which is one of the islands in the middle of the Caribbean, and he's not of Indian descent, yet his pronunciation, according to many Indians, especially the Bengali Vaishnavas, was ekdam perfect, like very good pronunciation. And so many of the bhajans we learned from him, especially Gauranga Bolite Habe. Gauranga Bolite Habe. We listened to it every day for years and years. So I was telling you about the kirtans. So Pushpadanta Prabhu would be playing mridanga, Rohini Priya Prabhu on the other side, and Agni Dev Prabhu would be leading. And the only way I can explain it is 500 devotees sweeping the floor, going this way, but not fast, not like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. And all the devotees would repeat, and then they would go for a long time, back and forth, and then Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So he introduced so many beautiful kirtans, Gaudiya style, within ISKCON. And so I just remember, as a young child, 4 or 5 years old, some of my best memories were being in those kirtans with Agni Dev Prabhu leading.
I heard from that because he and Kapush speak about him, and they both say we were floating.
Yes.
And he was the main person to make it happen like that, and they called him out a few names, but he was the main one.
So Tungaviti Didi said she overheard Vrindavan Vilasini Didi and Gopijana Vallabha Prabhu speaking about him, and how within his kirtans they were floating.
And also his personality.
Yes,
He was
his
very-
personality was very mellow. Like he was in Laguna Beach Temple for many, many years, and he kept that place going just by kirtan. So he was devoted. He devoted his life to kirtan, but also he was preaching. He was serving as temple president and doing so many different sevas. He opened up restaurants and did so many different sevas. And until recently, he was traveling around everywhere and just doing kirtan and engaging people in kirtan, but never for money, never for becoming super famous, just as a service to Srila Prabhupada, to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so today he has left this world. He actually got very sick a couple of years ago, and somehow he was healed, and this time he was given an opportunity to enter into more and more deep and transcendental kirtan, to continue entering into that kirtan ras. So on this day I'm remembering him. He was one of the adults, the parents in my generation. I saw all of these great devotees, but he was always very kind, very friendly, very helpful, and very inspiring, especially in kirtan. So Agnidev Prabhu ki jai.
We had the good fortune to host him for a day in France, and I was there. So he stayed, he and his wife and stayed with us there. And I mean, his personality was so sweet, and he would just charm anybody. You know,
Yeah.
and he was also so absorbed in Srila Prabhupada's Vaikuntha notes, and that was so amazing to see from the moment he started. And the energy, that was just 5 years ago, the energy that he had to do Harinam Sankirtan even at that age, you know, they would just go. I mean, I couldn't do it. I was so exhausted the way they would just do it. Even it's 5 years ago, how old was he? You know, so it was doing it endlessly, and it was just so amazing, and him leading it, and it was just wonderful to have this, just that, you know, one day of his experience. There's so much to learn from that energy and enthusiasm.
So Disha Didi is sharing how Agnidev Prabhu stayed with them when she was in France maybe 5 years ago? About 5 years ago. Hare Krishna. Haribol. 5 years ago. He stayed with them in France just for one day. But she said his nature was so mellow and so sweet and kind, and that also he was so dedicated to serving his Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and his mission, that even at his elderly age, still he would go out every day to do Harinam Sankirtan. These days, and she said it was difficult for her, but for him, he was so dedicated to doing this. So he was always dedicated to Kirtan and engaging everyone else in Kirtan. So now we will continue study of going beyond Vaikuntha. Let's see if anyone else wrote anything. Devaki Priya, she's a god sister of Agnidev Prabhu. Beautiful, inspiring kirtans and bhajans, all her devotional life. Yes. I actually read something Tripurari Maharaj posted, because Agnidev Prabhu was there in Eugene with him for many, many years. And he was remembering how Agnidev Prabhu in the early days, we've heard stories about devotees doing amazing things. And like you said, things that you could never do. But back in those days, the disciples of Srila Prabhupada were fanatical for serving him. Even at the expense of themselves, they forgot about themselves and gave that independence unto their Gurudev's lotus feet. And so he would go out every day in New York. Now he's from very, very hot, humid, tropical islands in the Caribbean. But he was living in New York in the winter, going out and doing Nagar Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan every day. He said it became so dangerous for him one time, it was so cold, he said he almost froze to death. And yet he continued doing that seva day in and day out. So this kind of dedicated service we rarely see anymore. Our Srila Gurudev said that the kind of nishta that Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, our Srila Prabhupada, extracted from his disciples was unprecedented. Even since the time of Shankaracharya, we have not seen this kind of dedication. But Agnidev Prabhu dedicated his entire life to serving his Gurudev, to serving his Guru Varga, and to serving the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Hare Krishna, this is not holding properly. It's okay. Haribol. So, Agnidev Prabhu ki jai. गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदाले कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमः विष्णुपदाय राधिकाय प्रियात्मने श्रीश्रीमाद्भक्तिवेदान्तनारायणनित्यनामिने नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनित्यनामिने वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Srila Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and to all our Rupanuga, Gauriya, Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, past, present, and future, including all of you who are physically present here today and virtually present, I offer my Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna. It's getting some feedback. So we are continuing with Going Beyond Vaikuntha. This is an amazing treasure. Srila Gurudev said that the book that this is based on, Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita, is an ocean of treasures. An ocean of treasures. So it is so essential and so important for us. He said without Brihad Bhagavatamrita, we will not be able to understand the other books of our Goswamis. So it is so foundational for us. And this is Srila Gurudev's Harikatha, some of his Harikatha, because he spoke on Brihad Bhagavatamrita many times, but based on Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita, especially the second part, the journey of Gop Kumar. The first part is about the level of devotees and really the humility of Vaishnavas, and the second part is the journey of the soul from here to perfection via the medium of the example of Gop Kumar, which Sri Sanatana Goswami has seen in his Tattva-darshinas. He has witnessed this truth and presented it for the benefit of the world. So, before entering into this transcendental literature, we will first pray in the dust of the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev, the commentator, and Sri Sanatana Goswami Pad, the seer and compiler of the history of Gop Kumar, that may even a particle of their moods which are present within these pages manifest itself within our hearts. Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Sanatana Goswami Pad ki jai. So Gop Kumar has gone to Vaikuntha. And there, seeing all of the four-armed forms which resemble Narayan, because what happens when you attain Sarupya Mukti? You attain a form similar to that of the Lord. And so he saw the four-armed form very closely resembling his own Lord, and he thought, this is Narayan. So he started glorifying one after the next, and they were all covering their ears. I am not Narayan, don't call me that. And he was becoming a little bit confused because he kept approaching one after the next. Finally, he met with Sriman Narayan. And Sriman Narayan told him, I'm upset with you. Upset. Why? He said, because you took so long to even develop an interest in me. I sent so much help, so many times, but you had no interest to do anything. Not to chant my name even once. Not to do even one parikrama of Thakurji in the temple, or any holy place, or serve any Vaishnava, or do anything worthwhile that is favorable for bhakti. I sent so many opportunities. I placed things in front of you and still you turned the other way. So you left me in some kind of discontented mood. Sriman Narayan is telling to Gopkumar that I was unhappy because I tried so many ways, but you still weren't turning toward me. Finally, you have come toward me. Actually, he was like, why did it take you so long? He said, so I myself decided to intervene. This is the causeless mercy of Bhagavan. I myself decided to intervene. I arranged for your birth at Govardhan. So he's born in the Dham. And I myself came as your guru and gave you instruction. Because otherwise it would be hopeless. So this is the mercy of the Lord. So it is said, yes?
He overstepped his own rules of creation.
Yes. So Sriman Narayan admitted that I overstepped my own rules of creation. Because actually, in general, the Supreme Lord does not interfere with the desires of the jivas. The Lord does not interfere with the independence of the jivas. This is the one thing that He has given us. That He says, okay, as you desire, I will assist you to attain that. Whatever you want, I will be there as a witness, and whatever you want to put your faith in, I will make that faith strong. Whatever you want, you can attain to that. Whatever you leave this life meditating on, you will attain to that thing. And so I will help you to fulfill whatever desire you have. But then He also says, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, that that person who wants to come to me in love and devotion, in bhakti, I will give them that understanding by which they can come to me. But in the case of Gopkumar, no desire, no inclination, and he was taking too long. So we must understand that Bhagavan has another aspect. It is Vatsalyata. Aham bija pradapita. Krishna said, I am the seed-giving father of everyone and everything in all of existence. And so I'm going to share again what Sudevi asked to our Srila Gurudev in Fiji and his response. We know that Srimati Radhika is ekantik, one-pointed to Krishna. Is Krishna also one-pointed to Srimati Radhika? And Srila Gurudev said, oh, he wants to be, but he cannot. Not even one jiva can he neglect. He cannot give up one jiva. She can give up everything for Krishna, but he cannot give up even one jiva in all of his creation. So this is a nature of Krishna. His Vatsalyata. So we say, Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindho. He's an ocean of mercy. Dina Bandho. He's the friend of the fallen. Jagatpate. He is the master, the Lord of everything, of the universe. Gopesha, Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta, Namostute. But how fortunate are we, jivas, that Krishna will not give us up no matter what. Since time without beginning, forever, He has been with us, whether we realize it or not. He is the soul of our soul, and He is with us, riding along with our ride in this material world. We're going for a long ride through so many different species, and He's still with us again and again and again, but always with us as Paramatma, dwelling within the heart. He says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishta. I am seated within the heart of every living entity. So he's always present there. But most of the time, he sees what we want and he allows us or even assists us to get what we want. But in the case of Gop Kumar, he was going after what he wanted for a little bit too long. The Lord also has a desire, as any parent has the desire that their child would not be in prison, but would be a good citizen and free. So the Supreme Lord sees that in this material world we are bound in the fort of Maya. That fort is Durga. Durga means fort. And we are trapped inside this fortress, and we are suffering and enjoying according to our own desires. But no parent wants to see their child stuck in a situation like this. Like Srila Gurudev told about Baladev Prabhu. Krishna's manifestation as Baladev is responsible through his form as Mahavishnu for manifesting the innumerable, unlimited jivas. And therefore, Srila Gurudev told that Baladev Prabhu has a special affinity toward the jivas. That he wants to help them and to engage all in the service of Krishna because he knows that that is the only thing that can make them happy forever. So if any jiva is stuck in the loop and cannot come out, in the case of Gop Kumar, the Lord himself said, I broke my own rules to put a block in front of you. Your causeless unwillingness to turn toward me. There is nothing that you did that was good. Even a rat, he ate some ghee and made the fire become big, and because of that, the Lord accepted it as a lamp being offered unto himself. And so the next a human, he associated with sadhus, and then he went to Vaikuntha. A pigeon was shot by a hunter. That pigeon was dying and ended up going around the temple. He did parikrama. Because of that, he received the benefit of doing parikrama of Thakurji, of the temple, of the Lord, and in his next birth, he attained the association of devotees, and then he went to Vaikuntha. Sriman Narayan told Gop Kumar, but there was nothing that you did, nothing. So I myself arranged for your birth in Govardhan, and I myself came as your guru to give you instruction. So thank God that God is so kind and so merciful, that he will interfere with our laziness, our neglect, our ignorance, and our unwillingness to try to help us to become happy. I remember Srila Gurudev, he would beg us, please be merciful to me and make me happy. How did he want us to make him happy? He said, you should become happy yourselves. How? Chant your Harinam. Chant your Diksha mantras, follow the process of bhakti, develop devotion for Krishna. By this you will be happy, and this will make me happy. So please be merciful to me and become happy. So now, I think the wind blew a couple pages back. Which page?
Page 30, towards the end.
Oh, I'm in chapter 1. That's why I couldn't find it. Chapter 1, chapter 2. There we go. Okay. So Sriman Narayan is telling Gop Kumar, I thought, by any means I must save him. So now he's telling him, so I arranged for you to take birth at Govardhan, and then I myself came as your guru. That was none other. That was me. I gave you the Gopal mantra, and then I kept coming in the midst of your progress to nourish your mantra and strengthen your sadhana. So we should understand that Many, many lifetimes have come, and Guru has manifested to us in many different ways, either as Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, or Vartma Pradarshika Guru. Somehow, somewhere has inspired us to continue on our path of bhajan. And we should understand that these are all different manifestations of the same personality, that is the Supreme Lord, manifesting in the form of Guru. He is that personality, Chaitya Guru. Guru in the heart manifests to the external senses of the jiva as Diksha and Shiksha Gurus. Even in the case of Bilvamangal Thakur, the verse that he is utilizing to glorify his Vartma Pradarshika Guru, she was a prostitute, but she told him, when he came to see her in the midst of the most terrible storm, after enduring so much difficulty, she told him, "What are you doing? If you spent even a little bit of this energy on bhakti for Bhagavan, you would attain perfection in no time." And this is what awakened him. And so this is one of the Mangala Charan verses in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, glorifying the Vartma Pradarshika Guru, the first person who has pointed me in the direction of Guru and Krishna. Many of us didn't first meet our Gurudev. We met any devotee who said, "Hey, you should meet this person." And Srila Gurudev would say, "Can you ever repay that person who has given you inspiration to meet with your bona fide Guru? Can you ever repay that person? Even if they have fallen away from the path of bhakti, still we must have some honor for them, that this person has somehow inspired me to come to the lotus feet of my Gurudev, to come to the path of bhakti." So Srila Gurudev is telling, perhaps it's Sriman Narayan. He's telling him, one will not meet such a guru in 1 or 2 lives, but only after thousands of births will one receive a guru who can lead him to me. Many gurus may come in different levels, and they might even have the title of guru, but not everyone is a liberated soul or an eternal associate of the Lord. Not everyone has realized perfection. Maybe they're a Kanishta Vaishnava or even a Madhyam Vaishnava, but they have not yet realized themselves in their relationship with the Lord, and therefore they cannot actually awaken our eternal relationship with the Lord, unless and until we come into the association of someone who is an Anuragi Jan, an eternal associate of the Lord whose heart is overflowing with love and affection for Krishna. Then that prem will not fully awaken. Therefore, it is essential that we take shelter of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada tells in his Nectar of Instruction purports, and also in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita purports on the section of Guru Tattva, that one should take shelter of an Uttama Adhikari, or the highest level personality who has realized their relationship with Krishna, because they can help to awaken that within our hearts. So I came to you in so many forms and gave you inspiration. I instilled spiritual strength within you and told you all of the deep secrets of bhajan. Now it is very good that we have finally met, and I am very happy. You will stay here now and not go anywhere else. Gopkumar began staying there in Vaikuntha. One day, Lakshmi Devi saw that evening was approaching and everyone had left the presence of Narayan except for Gopkumar. Since Lakshmi Devi alone serves Narayan food and drink and massages his feet, she told Vishvakshen and others to employ some cleverness to draw Gopkumar away. In the pastimes of the Lord, there are specialities, just like with Sri Ramachandra. When they divided up the services, Lakshman got a certain section of the day, Bharat and Shatrughna got other sections of the day, Sita got the night shift, and they forgot about Hanuman. He was so desperate for service, but they did not leave any time for him. That's why he started snapping his fingers, because he said, what about when Ram yawns? So then they gave him that service. Yes, okay, you can snap your fingers if he yawns. But he never yawns because he's Bhagavan. But anyhow, by Hanuman's prem, his Dasya prem, Ram began to yawn non-stop. So also with Sriman Narayan, Lakshmi Devi has her particular services. Here, when she is serving him food and drink and massaging his feet, she doesn't want anyone else there. Gopkumar did not want to leave the presence of Sriman Narayan, so she was arranging for some clever trick to draw him away. They said to him, "Come and take rest. It is late. Everyone is going and you also need rest. You appear very tired. Therefore, please come with us and take some rest." They tried this trickery to draw Gopkumar away, but he did not desire to go. Finally, they affectionately took his hand and led him away, but this made him very unhappy. Another day, Narayan called Gopkumar and said, "Come and do the service of fanning me." Gopkumar became very pleased upon obtaining this service, but what did he really want? "I desire to play the flute with him, embrace him, and take prasad directly from his plate. I want to take the cows out to graze with him and accompany him to his house, where his mother will feed us and give us nice things to drink. I want this type of free and independent relationship with Narayan. But he will not reciprocate with me in the same way. Instead, here I am bound up." So Sriman Narayan is not able to directly reciprocate with the necessity of Gopkumar. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, "As one approaches me, I reciprocate accordingly." But that desire to relish Sakya Ras with Krishna, this is not within the capacity of Sriman Narayan at this, within Vaikuntha. So Gopkumar is feeling disheartened, which is proof that even though the association of the Lord and his eternal servants may be there, this does not change the intrinsic nature of the individual jiva. And Srila Gurudev would tell this more and more in the following pages. So one day Narada approached him and said, "Your face appears withered in unhappiness. I can see that you are not satisfied." Now this is a conundrum because Vaikuntha, the word itself, means that there is none of that kind of nature present. It is beyond the realm of these kind of dualities. Why would he be experiencing dissatisfaction in the land of satisfaction? Something is certainly not right. So Nard told him, "I can see that you are not satisfied. Your face is withered in unhappiness." Even before Gopkumar could reply, Narada had understood everything. Beginning to speak, Narada felt a little shy because Lakshmi Devi and others were nearby, and he could not speak openly before them. See, for Lakshmi Devi and the others, they understand and see that where they are is absolute perfection. They do not need anything else. So to hear something which would be contrary to that would create a disruption. So Nard knew, I have to be quiet. For example, if we're sitting here in front of Srila Gurudev and he's giving Harikatha and someone comes in front of him or in front of us and tells us, "Hey, you should go over there," we'd be like, "Hey, don't disturb. This is perfection for us, naturally." So for them, it is perfection. So Narada took Gopkumar to a solitary place and said, "Aho, inside you there is some very deep yearning." There's a question mark there. Some very deep yearning? Here you don't have the relationship with Bhagavan that you long for. You desire Sakya Bhav. Here, Bhagavan will not kiss and embrace you. You cannot eat from the same plate with him and sleep on the same bed. All these loving exchanges of Sakya Bhav are what you really desire. This has been your strong desire for a very long time. In Vaikuntha, there is not a prominence of Sakyaras. There is Dasya, Aishwarya, and Shanta. It is Aishwarya, the land of Aishwarya. There is some mood of servitude and a mood of neutrality, but friendship like this is not prominent within the realm of Vaikuntha. That the pastimes of the Lord, which are more personal and more intimate, then the other rasas start to manifest more. Within Ram Lila, and then Dwarka Lila, Krishna and Dwarka, and then in Braj, in so many different rasas, these pastimes in Sakya Ras, Vatsalya Ras, Madhurya Ras, they manifest more and more and more. So all of these loving exchanges of Sakya Bhav are what you really desire. This has been your strong desire for a very long time. In this place, your desire will not be fulfilled, but don't be discouraged, because there is one thing you must understand. Narayan is your worshipful Lord. He and the Gopal that you desire in Sakya Bhav are one and the same, non-different. Silently you are longing to play with him in Sakya Bhav, but here that longing will not be fulfilled. I will tell you how to proceed upward to your next destination. So in Brahma Samhita it is told, Diparchareva Hidasantram Apyupetya Dipayate, that in Vishnu Tattva, or in Tattva, all of the different forms of the Lord are one. Just like taking a candle and lighting another candle, and then you can light another candle and another candle. Fire is fire is fire is fire. That is the oneness of Vishnu Tattva. And yet there is still the speciality of the original candle. But in Tattva they are all one. But in Rasa, there is difference. So when these questions come up, especially within the Gaudiya Vaishnava community, it is essential that we always take into consideration Tattva Vichar and Rasa Vichar. And then we can properly explain any situation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself proved this within Sri Rangam in his conversation with Vyankata Bhatta, Trimala Bhatta, and Prabodhananda Saraswati Bhatta. And of course, young Gopal Bhatta was there, 10 years old at the time. He proved it that although in Tattva they are one, from the perspective of Tattva, like fire is fire is fire. But in Rasa, there is a vast difference. A vast difference. Rasa means the nature of the Lord's particular relationship with the devotees. And so in Vaikuntha, we don't have the manifestations of Vatsalya, of Sakya, or of Madhurya. It is covered. So Sriman Narayan is not different from Sri Ram, is not different from Sri Krishna. And yet, in Rasa, there is a massive difference, because Sriman Narayan in Vaikuntha will not manifest the same pastimes, the same nature in Vaikuntha that he would as Krishna in Vrindavan. So there is difference among, that difference is dependent upon the way the devotees are approaching him, and also within the realm. Because although Gopkumar was approaching him within Vaikuntha, still he did not fully reciprocate, or could not fully reciprocate with Gopkumar's necessity within that realm. So although he says, as you approach me, I reciprocate accordingly, still there was something lacking, because that is not the realm of Sakyaras or Sakyabhav in its pure form. So Gopkumar needed something else. Narad Muni travels from one place to the next, to the next, to the next. In every realm, in every rasa, he's able to witness everything. And so he's able to act as guru and see things from a more neutral perspective. So he is in Vrindavan as Madhumangal. He also is there as Naradiya Gopi. And then he's in Vaikuntha, he's in Dwarka. He's everywhere in all of the pastimes of the Lord and all Shastras. He's there also within Ramayana. He's present within Ram Lila. He's present in Dwarka Lila. He's present in Braj Lila. He's present in Vaikuntha. He's everywhere. Narad is everywhere and he's seeing everything. But he's able to be in a state of neutrality within these realms so that he can direct the individual accordingly. So apparently there he's not in the bhav that this is absolute perfection. Otherwise he could not direct Gopkumar forward. So Narada Muni is giving instruction to Gopkumar, but in private, as to not disturb the bhav in Vaikuntha. They could not accept it anyway. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, he told that one should be careful not to disturb the faith of the disciples in their guru. If your god brother is doing something that you disagree with, do not chastise him in front of his disciples, he said. He said, but you can take him into the room privately and give him a strong, harsh chastisement and correction. But don't disturb the faith of his disciples, because that faith is one of the most important things. It is so essential. Unless there's a very, very powerful reason that needs to be disturbed, one should be careful not to disturb the faith of the disciples in their master. And in this case, Narada Muni is perfectly following. Do not disturb the faith of the Vaikuntha Vasis in their sthayi bhav, in their fixed mood. So he took Gopkumar off privately to tell him that actually you should go on. There's something else. But for everyone else, they think this is perfection. They don't need to go anywhere else. So now we're entering chapter 3. We still have a few more minutes. The superiority of Nam Sankirtan. In telling Gopkumar the sadhana for attaining Vaikuntha, the four-armed eternal associates of Narayan said, and this is in Brihad Bhagavatamrita 2.3.148, Manyamahe kirtanam eva satamam lokatmakaika swahridi smarat smrite vachi swayukte manasi shrito tata divyat paran ap yapakurvad atmya bhakt. Because it engages the voice, ears and mind, and because it attracts others as it does oneself, we consider that kirtan is better than trying to remember the Lord with the fickle mind. This is a very powerful instruction. And this is being told to Gopkumar, but it is for all of us, especially now in this age of Kali. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Kriteyat dhyayato Vishnu. In Satya Yuga, the process for attaining perfection was dhyayato. So, dhyan means meditation. Tretayam yajato makaya. In Treta Yuga, the process was through yajna. Dvapare paricharyayam. To worship the deity form of the Lord in the temple is the process for attaining perfection in Dvapara Yuga. But kalo tad Hari Kirtana. In Kali Yuga, the process is Hari Kirtan. The Vishnu Dutas are not telling this necessarily according to the nature of Kali Yuga. They're telling it from a different perspective. And yet they're saying the mind is fickle. It is very difficult to focus and conquer the mind. Arjuna had this conversation with Krishna. It is present within Bhagavad Gita. He said to control this mind is more difficult than controlling the wind or the waves in the ocean. This restless mind, chanchalahi mana Krishna. He said, my mind is always chanchal, going this way and that way. It's so difficult to control. But what happens when you're within kirtan? The loud calling out of the names of the Lord, in the association of other devotees, chanting and dancing. It's very difficult to think of other things. You're absorbed. Your voice is absorbed. Your association is absorbed. You're dancing, you're singing, everything. Thakurji is present, but you're doing kirtan. Then all of the senses become absorbed all at the same time. So it is very, very powerful. In fact, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked this question to Haridas Thakur. What is more powerful? Silent chanting or loud chanting of the holy names? Haridas Thakur told, The loud chanting of the holy names is certainly superior. Why? He said, because not only does the person chanting benefit, but all of the animals, the trees, the insects, the birds, the bees, everyone and everything benefits. With silent chanting, only the person who is chanting will benefit. But loud chanting, everyone will benefit. And we can all test our own pulse. Srila Gurudev would say we should take our own pulse, like an Ayurvedic doctor. What happens when you're trying to chant your Diksha mantras and your mind, you're quiet, and you're trying to focus? And then you hear the door open, or someone's phone ring, or anyone make a noise, or someone drop something. Immediately your mind goes to that thing. Srila Bhakti Vigyam Bharati Maharaj said, as you are moving throughout the day, you have 5 recorders going at the same time. Your eyes, your ears, your nose, your sense of touch, and your tongue. 5 recorders are recording. And the second you try to be quiet and still your mind, they all push play at the same time. It's like, how come I can't concentrate? How come I can't focus? Any little thing is disturbing to the mind. How can we control the mind? So in Kali Yuga, the process is recommended. The loud calling out of the holy names of the Lord. This is Hari Kirtan. Our Param Gurudev in his Upadeshavali has told, I believe it was him, I think he said that this is bhakti. So he says the anga or limb of bhakti known as kirtan is the best and most complete limb of bhakti. I think it was Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada in his Upadeshavali who tells number 21, we should understand that the loud calling out of Sri Krishna's names is bhakti. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. The loud calling out of Krishna's names. So this process has been given to us. In Srimad Bhagavatam also, it is told that although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, still there's one amazing quality. Does anyone know what that amazing quality is? Simply by Kirtanad eva Krishnasya, by doing kirtan of the names of Krishna, Mukta Sangha Parambraja, one can attain to the highest destination. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come and he has very strongly established this process for the benefit of the world. And we see that Kirtan is that process which is attractive and which is taking over. Today I read some comments, somebody posted, they were like, it's amazing that the Hare Krishnas have been so successful just by chanting Hare Krishna. I was like, yes, just by chanting Hare Krishna, they've been so successful. This is how Srila Prabhupada was so successful. He wrote it in his prayer, I believe it was, Krishna Tava Punya Have Bhai. I know that by the power of the holy names, that all will be delivered in this world. What's going on?
SMS message.
Oh, just cancel it. Thank you. But Kirtan is the most powerful and prominent method. If it was so easy to control our minds, we could attain perfection immediately or in no time. But it is so difficult now, so difficult. How many impressions have we taken in? And then we all have our little gadgets, which also help to distract our minds. And then all of the gossip that we have spoken about. Everyone has their communications online and everything else with so many different persons, and we see and hear so many different things. Now, more than ever, it is very difficult to control the mind. But with the loud chanting of the holy names of the Lord, in Sankirtan, in the association of devotees, very easily one's mind can be controlled and one can become focused. Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita that One whose mind is multi-pointed will never attain to any destination. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha gurunandana. If your mind is going in so many different directions, then you can never attain to any destination. But what happens when all the senses are focused together? The mind will also become focused. Speaking about the mind, I'm remembering in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told Arjuna, oh, you should try to make your mind your friend. In Manashiksha, Raghunath Das Goswami is taking another approach. He's saying, oh, my dear brother mind, Aye Svanta Gratas Chatubir Abhyache Dritapada, taking your two lotus feet in my hands and clasping them to my chest, I'm pleading with you to please help me. So he's trying this approach. The mind is very obstinate and stubborn, going in so many different directions. So he's trying this approach. And Srila Gurudev said, you can never control your mind. It is not possible. He said you should let it run wild and free. Let it run wild like an animal. But you should put some boundary around where it is running. Let that boundary be Brajmandal. You should let your mind run wild and free because you can't control it. But put a fence around it, a big fence, 84 kosh, 84 linear miles. And let it run wild and free to Govardhan, to Vrindavan, to Barshana, to Keshigat, to Kamyavan, to Vangshivat. Let it run here and there, let it run free, but within Vrindavan. And so what did our Srila Gurudev do? He brought us to so many different pastime places of Krishna. He had us roll in the dust of that place. And then he would tell us the pastimes of Krishna. So that when you go to that place, physically now, you will remember, oh yes, Srila Gurudev told this pastime here. Or if you go there by mind, the moment I say Vrishabhanu Kund, something should come. What happened to Vrishabhanu Kund? What did Vrishabhanu Maharaj find in Vrishabhanu Kund? 1,000-petaled golden lotus. Who was inside? A beautiful baby, Srimati Radhika. So just that, suddenly your mind can go there and you can become absorbed. So Srila Gurudev gave us the allowance. Let your mind run wild. Let it run free, but put some boundary around it. You can never control your mind. He said you can never control it. Let it run, but put a boundary. So this is the speciality of the kindness and mercy of Gurudev, that he's allowing us to let it run, but he's also given us those subject matters by which we can focus our minds. And the more we go to these places, the more we should absorb our mind in these pastimes of these places, so that when the opportunity comes to think about any of these places, immediately the remembrances should come. That is why it is so essential that we hear Harikatha, especially from pure Vaishnavas. By hearing Harikatha from them again and again, the impressions are made very deep within our hearts and within our minds. And then we can also train ourselves. When the opportunity comes, there was one devotee, she told, because somebody wanted to gossip about something during the month of Kartik. They wanted to ask some questions, and it was all about gossip and this and that. And so this one devotee told, you should just tell them that I've made a vrat, a vow, that I won't discuss anything like this during Kartik, but afterward we can discuss it. Surely they won't remember what they wanted to talk about. So it was tested, tried and tested. The devotee came, oh, when can we discuss this? Oh, I made a vow not to discuss it until after Kartik. So after Kartik, we can discuss it. They said, okay. Just like that. And they never came back. So just something like that can be so helpful in being able to focus and maintain our mindset. And if anything derails us from remembering the subjects of Krishna, Harikatha, Hari Guru Vaishnavas, right? Tannama, Rupa, Charita, Adi, Sukhitananu. Anything which deviates us from that, somehow or other we should try to bring the subject back. It's a very good training to try to bring the subject back to anything which is favorable for bhakti. any remembrance of Guru, Vaishnava, or Bhagavan. And Srila Gurudev and our Guru Varga have so mercifully, somehow or other, injected themselves into almost every little thing of our experience in this world. One time Srila Gurudev said, the beauty in a tree is the way that the wind dances through the leaves. So whenever you see a tree and the leaves are doing this, who are you going to remember? Gurudev. Every time I see a leaf move, I remember Gurudev now because he has injected himself into every leaf that moves in the wind. Am I finished? So Srila Gurudev, whenever anyone was speaking too long, what would he do? He would take the kartals and go, ch, and that means you have to wind up. You've only got a minute or two left. And then after 2 minutes, he would go ting, ting, ting. And if you kept going after 3 minutes, then he would go non-stop. So any little thing, even a kartal ching while you're speaking, this can remind you of Gurudev. So easily. One devotee was always angry, so angry. Even her hair was red. And she came to Gurudev and she said, Gurudev, I'm always so angry. I'm just angry all the time. He said, oh, every time you start to feel angry, you should drink a glass of water. So what did she do? She would start becoming angry for no reason, just because that's what she was. She was made of anger. And then she would remember Gurudev, oh, drink a glass of water. Was it the water that was cooling her? Or remembering Gurudev? He gave the instruction. Nitai Patakamala Koti Chandra Shushitala. The lotus feet of Nitai are more cooling than millions of moons. Remembering Shri Guru. Guru is the manifestation of Nityananda Prabhu in our lives. Someone asked Gurudev, I see Radha Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Where's Nityananda Prabhu? He said, Nitai is directly in front of you in the form of Shri Guru. So the same principle which applies to Nityananda Prabhu applies to Gurudev for us. That his lotus feet are more cooling than millions of moons. So just remembering Guru. Oh, he told me that I should get a glass of water whenever I'm angry. So many times a day getting a glass of water, many times a day remembering Gurudev. This helps to control the mind. How to bring the mind back to remembering Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas, Hari Katha. And if the subject starts to become derailed, then one trigger word should be able to bring it back. For us, we're lucky, myself and Sudevi, we were born within ISKCON and raised with Krishna story tapes. So someone will tell one word and that word will trigger a whole sentence from the Krishna stories tapes. You know, if somebody says, that's a very cruel thing to do, then we'll say, oh, you cruel, wicked wretch, be off with you before my Ram returns. So Sita told this to Ravana in the story tape. So immediately we're able to come back. But we should endeavor to train the mind so that we can come back to the subjects of Krishna from any angle or any direction. Because everything else at the time of death, which is coming for all of us today or tomorrow or any moment, anything else will not be beneficial for us. All of the other subject matters, whatever is happening in the Middle East, whatever is happening in China, whatever is happening in America, whoever is good or bad according to their karma in the demonic world, all of this will not help us at the time of death. Knowing about all of the conspiracies of the material world will not help us. Krishna says, whatever state of consciousness you are in at the time of your departure from this world, you will certainly attain to that state. So we don't want to be meditating on demonic leaders of this world, then we can become demons, either the servants of demons or demons ourselves. This is not what our meditation should be. Srila Prabhupada said, Maharaj Parikshit was guaranteed 7 days. So he took the opportunity to hear Srimad Bhagavatam for 7 days. He said, Prabhupada said that you are not guaranteed 7 minutes or 7 seconds. We're not guaranteed. How am I engaging my time? How am I engaging my mind? What I do with my actions, what I do with my words, my mind will also be present there. So Srila Gurudev, our sadhus, our Vaishnavas, our Shastras are endeavoring to engage us from the early morning to the end of the night. Perhaps some of you will remember way back in the day, waking up very, very early, engaging your time from the beginning of the earliest part of the morning, then going out all day in Nagar Sankirtan, Harinam, or distributing books, being exhausted but coming back at the end of the day, and then there was Arti, Kirtan, more classes, and then hot milk, Krishna book, and then by the time you put your head down, there was no pillow, whatever you put your head on, boom, you were asleep until Mangalarti. It was constant, non-stop engagement and hard work so that the mind had no opportunity to go anywhere else. I remember my father, Mohini Ekadashi was the anniversary of his departure from this world. He used to say that back in the day, if any devotee would simply say the word, wow, is that going to help you remember Krishna? They would remind each other, where's your tilak? Is this going to help you remember Krishna? And so the devotees had this mood of helping each other to always remember Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada would say, always remember Krishna and never forget him. This is Krishna consciousness, to be always conscious of Krishna. And so all of the other distractions that we have, the distractions that make us take sides amongst demons over things which are totally unimportant, these are not beneficial for us. They are not helpful for us. But engaging our energy, our time, our minds, our bodies, especially in the activities of bhakti, especially the most powerful, important activity, the activity known as kirtan, then our minds can become controlled. And our Param Gurudev has told, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, that only through the medium of kirtan are all of the other limbs of bhakti able to be accomplished. Only through the medium of kirtan. Which means that without kirtan, we cannot do the other things. So kirtan is so powerful and so essential for us. And that means always chanting the names of Krishna. Why do we do it? Because Krishna has told us to. Not because it's a business, not because we make money doing it, not because of any other reason. Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Ju Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Because Krishna said, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. You should always do kirtan of me. And he's giving us that opportunity. Simply by doing kirtan of him, he becomes pleased. And when he is pleased, automatically, we will become happy. This is the nature of bhakti. So Krishna is giving this instruction. Simply by serving him, by chanting his names, then we will be happy because, of course, he will be happy. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuma Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Patit Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Radha Gopinath Ju ki jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Harinama Sankirtan ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. And tomorrow we will begin at 5 o'clock, right, with the bhajans. Tomorrow for us here is Narasingha Chaturdashi. So we will be remembering the pastimes, the glorification of Prahlad and Shri Narasimhadev Bhagavan. And in the morning there will also be Hindi discussion in Hindi about the glories. Around 7:30 in the morning. The glories of Narasimhadev Bhagavan and Bhakta Prahlad, and in the evening there will be the big program at the time of his appearance. Okay, Shri Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, Bhakta Prahlad Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Jai Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Ju Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. They have just received their new Shringa. Vrinda Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Okay, see you tomorrow. Radhe Radhe. Hare Krishna.